5 for the Indianapolis Colts at the Tennessee Titans Week 10 USFFL Battle of two AFC South teams. Competing 2 out of 3 times this next few weeks will determine who the leader is of the division. So first of 2 huge games between these two. Looks like we're catching the first play with Indianapolis getting the ball first and guessed wrong. Rivers throws to Taylor for 6, 2nd and 4. So we set up here. Just happened to be around. Got out of some meetings early, so I was able to get this done. Happy to do it. So on the 2nd and 4, flat pass. T.Y. Hilton guessed right, 1 man there. Loss of 2 will set up a 3rd and 6. As we check in on those standings in the South, see the Titans with a 6-2 record. 1 up on the Colts. Playing this game here in Tennessee, and then in 2 weeks they'll meet again in Indianapolis. Looking pass, Hines, nobody home, not double teamed. Opportunity here to get 6 and gets 23. Nyheim Hines makes the key reception. Hey, Tim. Hi, Tim. Can you hear me?
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Not too bad. How's it going?
Going well. We got no score so far.
Awesome.
How are things in Kansas City or nearby anyway?
Wichita, Kansas, things are doing fine. I actually just got done watching, I don't know if you mentioned it, but I just got done watching the San Francisco game. They won. 37 seconds left in that game.
Excellent. Yeah, I saw that summary come up. I had not had a chance to see it. That's a key result for the NFC South. Certainly a big win, I think, for the Falcons as much as anybody else. Just to get some separation versus those well-carded teams below them in the standings is a big deal for John's Falcons.
Definitely.
2nd and 7 now after the short game by Taylor puts the Colts into field goal range here at the 32.
So I'm going to go ahead and turn the broadcast over to you. I might pop in and out periodically, but I'm going to do a few things and just kind of listen to you. Tell me about this game. I wanted to watch this one as well. I was excited to see you're broadcasting it.
Sounds good, and I'll be back in just a second. I'm going to turn off my furnace here because it's kind of loud in the background. I'll be right back.
All right, sounds fine.
All right, we're back, and Indy still has the ball. Now, 1st and 10 at the Tennessee 21. Looking past the Hilton, 1 man there. It's picked off. Unless I'm missing something here. I am missing something. Incomplete. So, while I was gone, previous play, we had an interception on a short pass by Tennessee that was reversed by a pass interference call. Now, that's what gave Indy the first down at the 21, and then on that ensuing first down, those cards were left up, which made me think it was an interception, but it was an incomplete pass. So that led us to 2nd down and 10, and here we are with Jonathan Taylor making a look-in pass catch for 7 yards, guessed right on Rivers' card. That's a nice reading there. 6 is 7 yards without a check on the yak. 3rd and 3. Looking past the Doyle, guessed wrong. Complete on Doyle's card for 8 yards. 1st and goal for Indy at the Tennessee 6. two tight end, two wide for the Colts, 6 yards out. Not to the full house yet. 3-4. Guessed wrong. Short pass to Hilton is this time again intercepted, but again a penalty against the Titans will prevent the interception from holding up. It's a call against Indy before the snap. In any event, another interception taken away from the Titans. This time a 5-yard false start puts Tennessee at the 11. But that's twice in a row now. I believe it was 4 men both times, so sort of well called that the Titans had an interception escape them. And there, guessed wrong, first down from the 11, Jonathan Taylor. Short gain, touchdown, Indy. So an up and down, thrown all around first drive for the Titans defense in particular, who on multiple occasions probably punched their fist, and legitimately so, thinking they got out of this first drive, but on 2 occasions stymied by flags going both ways. The Titans start off now with a short return out to the 15. And they're in 2 tight end, 2 wide, 1 running back, that running back being Derrick Henry, who, as we talked about in the half-season show, has had a monster year. Looking past A.J. Brown, nobody home, gets a short gain, guessed wrong, 18 yards for Brown. It is pretty difficult to guess correctly on this offense. I mean, probably it has to approach somewhere. I mean, just somewhere in the top 10, top 20 of the most difficult run pass decisions on a first down in Strat history. It just has to, doesn't it? Because with Tannehill and A.J. Brown, guessed wrong, massive damage can be done. And, of course, we know what Henry can do. I mean, it's not like there's a bad quarterback here to offset, like some of Eric Dickerson's cards and others through the year. Just you don't have to worry about Dieter Brock, right, or whoever. Here you have to worry about Tannehill. 3rd and 10 for the Tennessee Titans. After that first down, first play of the drive, 18 yards. Again, 2 incompletions in a row. Is that correct? No, Henry had stopped for no gain. Now, with a short pass to Jonnu Smith, it is complete on the dump off for 6 yards. So 4th and 4, and Tennessee is punting. Convert 1 first down and then a 3 and out. So not quite as short as a short drive can be, but pretty close. And Indianapolis will take over at their own 23-yard line. 1st and 10. 3 wide, 2 running backs. So every one of those good run blockers is down a point here in run blocking. And look at that. They call for the tackle. And Costanzo couldn't make the block because of the formation. He would have made the block in a blocking back or pro set, but doesn't make it here. In his last year, to be carded for Stratomatic is Anthony Costanzo, longtime tackle for the Colts. 2nd and 7. We have Kevin Bird picking up an injury there, and he's going to miss 2 gains as Jonathan Taylor runs for 17 yards. So that means Bird is going to miss. Going to miss the second meeting between these two since he's gone for 2 additional games. He's the free safety for Tennessee, 4 pass rating, 5 run rating. And behind him is Amani Hooker, who is a 4. So not a massive loss. Looking past the Hilton, incomplete with 2 men there. 2nd and 10. Sticking with 3 wide, 2 running back. The 3 wide receivers are Pittman, Hilton, and Pascal. Off tackle. Lewinsky couldn't make the block. On the 5 white die, that was not affected by the formation. Now we have a 3rd down and 10, 4 wide for the Colts from their own 43. No blitz coming. Looking past Pittman. Not double team, but one man is there who's a 5. 6 roll, yields 23 yards. 6 on the white die with a 10 roll, 23 yards. Michael Pittman makes the catch. And it was a well-called defense. Both other flat pass zones were empty. Looking pass was the only one that stayed occupied, and that's where the pass was going. But the 6 white die trumps everything, other than a 6 linebacker. And 23 yards are gained, and now Indianapolis finds itself at the Tennessee 34. Now blitz comes from Tennessee. 3-4 against this 3 wide, 2 running back formation. Tennessee not known for the defense. The pass defense is very poor. End run to Hines. He's keyed. He'll lose 3 yards. Excellent call. Hines, not a very threatening runner in any way, guessed wrong. Excellent runner, guessed right. If you need a yard or 2, Hines is your man. Short pass to Pascal. Incomplete. That brings up a 3rd and 13. The Hines just doesn't have much pop. Well, boy, can he get the tough yard when you need it. And he remains in the backfield here. He can also catch, of course. Not as well as he did last year, but he still can catch pretty well in this set. Short pass to Pittman, 3rd and 13. 12 yards, 4th and 1 now for the Colts from the Tennessee 25. Decision time. Of course, wondering about the kicker from the 25. He's 2 through 9 here is Blankenship, and he comes on to take a 2-score lead. Is it up? Yes, it is, but it also goes through the uprights, but a holding call against the Colts wipes those points off the board. Now back to the 35, where he's 2 through 4 on a 4th and 11. So on a 4th and 11, you take a look at Phillip Rivers' short pass card. He has 11 yards on his guessed right 7. He has 10 yards on his guessed right 5 short pass, and 13 yards on 10 guessed right short pass. So the 7 is in play, a punt coming nonetheless. With those 11 yards on 7 short pass, I might have been inclined to give it a shot there. Certainly not a 50-50 chance, though. So either way, the decision can be easily justified. And in this case, the punt is into the end zone, and the Titans take over at the 20, 1st and 10. Off tackle guessed wrong for Henry. Goes to the defensive card, and DeForest Buckner makes the stop for no gain. Where the Tennessee defense has a very poor pass defense, the Indianapolis defense is average against the pass and excellent against the run. 2nd best rating in the set. Dreaded 5 comes to Henry. Guessed wrong. No gain. Oh, look at that card. Instead, the 5 pops up, and it's a quick 3rd and 10 for Tennessee. 3 runs for Henry now. No gain. 0 yards. Short pass Corey Davis. 4 men in the zone, and a sack comes. Danico Autry, 7 versus 5, 32% chance, cashes in. 4th and 15, punt unit comes quickly on the field. 36-yard punt, bounces for 3 yards. 1st and 10. At their own 46, Indianapolis starts with good field position. Hines stays on the field for this series. Three wide, 2 running back versus 3-4. 7-0 Indianapolis. 1st and 10. Long pass. 54 yards to Pater. Can he cash it in? No, he doesn't for 54, but he does get 40. 40 yards on the receiver card of Zach Pascal. You guessed right. Pascal brings it home. Not the best long pass right card out there, but he finds his highest gain on the 5 roll to put 40 yards together for the Colts. 1st and 10 from the 14. Flat pass to Hines. He is double teamed by Hooker. Incomplete. It's such an interesting card. Just take a look at Tennessee's long pass defense. Long pass one man is stellar. It's good for a very poor D. It's not so bad. Some of these ratings don't line up that well. I know you got to factor in the individual player ratings as well, but even then it's not so bad. Line buck on 2nd down to Wilkins gets 6 yards. 3rd down and 4 now from the Tennessee 8. Colts trying to take a 2-score lead here, up 7-0. Flat pass out of play. Rivers has a pretty elevated interception, short pass. Guessed right. So he runs to Taylor, and he is keyed. Nice call. Loses 2 yards on the defensive card with 2 linebackers in that zone. 4th and 6, and Blankenship will be on again for a field goal attempt. His last field goal was wiped out by a penalty that made it 10-0 for a brief moment, and it was wiped off. This time the kick is good, and the kick sticks. And so does the score of 10-0 Indianapolis with 13:30 left in the second quarter. Tennessee now starting out, I think, on their 3rd series here at the Tennessee 27. After another return, this time for 26 yards. Two tight end, 2 running backs, 1 halfback against the 4-3-D. Looking past the Brown. Guessed right. Linebacker in zone makes that play. Anthony Walker incomplete. 2nd and 10. Same formation. 2 tight. Short pass, Corey Davis. 3 men in zone. Guessed right is complete on Indy's card for 11 yards and a 1st down. 2nd 1st down today for the Titans, up to their own 38 now. Now moving to the 3 wide, 2 running back formation. Blasingame joining Henry in the backfield. And Humphreys out at wide receiver. Off tackle, guessed wrong to Henry. On Henry's card, he gets 5 yards. 2nd down and 5. It is exciting when Henry is running guessed wrong. Well, assume the Colts would use a different term than that. But from a spectator's perspective, it is pretty exciting. And you know there's a chance that it's going to go to Henry's card guessed wrong. 3rd down, 5 from their own 43 are the Titans. Go to the 3 wide formation here. Given the contain is on. Flat pass to A.J. Brown. Guessed right, 1 man there. Brown gets 6 yards on his receiver card. 1 yard more than he needed for the 1st down. Up to midfield, up to their own 49 are the Titans. 1st down and 10. Blitz now showing for Indy. And this against this 2 tight formation. Long pass to Brown, guessed wrong. This is what we talked about. It's incomplete. But man, what on the 11, chance of interception. Colts dodge a bullet. This team can make you pay if you guess wrong. I mean, that's what it comes down to. There's so many ways to make you pay. Second down and 10. Henry guessed right. Nice call by the D. 3rd and 9. One of the best run defenses up against Derrick Henry. Makes for a pretty fascinating matchup. 3rd and 9. 3 wide and a fullback here. Blassingame's in. He brings a 4 pass block rating to the table. Short pass to Jonnu Smith. It is intercepted. Does it hold up? It does. On the short pass, 4 men, 2 through 6, and the 6 roll comes up. So So the fourth man makes the difference. Waiting for the return here. Doesn't look like we're going to get a return. 1st and 10, Indianapolis from their own 36. A big interception for the Colts. Always nice to see the coaching decisions have a direct impact in the result. And there, the 4 men in the short pass zone made the difference. On 1st down, throws to Pittman for 11 yards. And that's a 1st down for the Colts, up to their own 47. 8:42 left in the half. Two tight end set, draw to Wilkins, guessed wrong. Costanzo, this time on the 5 white die, actually works for him in this formation. So he picks up 8 yards instead of 3 as a result. 2nd and 2 for Indianapolis, now crossing midfield to the Tennessee 45. Blitz is on for the Titans here. And they're 3-4. Guessed wrong. Line up to Wilkins. Dreaded 5 shows up. No gain. 3rd and 2. Jonathan Taylor in a spot that. And there's Taylor. He's going to run off tackle against short yardage D. He's going to find a short gain. Guessed right in his card. 14 yards. 1st down. Nice call. But Taylor's card prevails, finding that short gain, which he has across the board on 10s on the line buck and off tackle. Finds it there and gives the Colts a 1st down to the Titans 31. Nine rushes for Taylor, 58 yards. Here's a flat pass to Mo Alley-Cox. Guessed right. Loses 2 on the receiver card. Finds that 11. Usually there's negative yards on 3 or 11 guessed right for most receivers. The dice find that spot on Mo Alley-Cox's card, and it's 2nd and 12. Back up now to the Tennessee 33. 6:36 left in the half. Short pass to Pascal. 3 men in zone guessed right. There's that 11-yard gain on 7 on Rivers' card. Short pass right. Needed 12, gets 11, so it's 3rd and 1 from the Titans 22. Taylor in the ballgame. Looking past the Doyle. Guessed wrong. 1 man there. Opportunity here to convert, and the opportunity is taken. 19 yards down to the 3-yard line. 1st down, Indianapolis. Poised to take a 3-score lead here if they can get 3 more yards. Full house. Hines is in with Wilkins. Blitz being shown. 3 yards, a little bit out of Hines' range. Guessed right. You might see Wilkins here or a pass. That's what I would guess anyway. So goes to Rivers. Guessed right. A little bit out of his range too. 1 yard. 2nd down and goal now from the 2. Now you get into Hines' range. He's one of the best plus 2 yards guessed right line buck and off tackle in this set, up around 40-some%. Second and goal now from the 2. Here's Hines and run. He gets 5 yards on his card. Touchdown. You know, the end run is not where you find the plus 2 guessed right high percentages for Hines, but he found the spot on the card on the 11 and gets it across for a 16-0 lead for the Colts, pending this extra point to make it 17. It is good. 17-0 Indianapolis with 4:48 left in the half. Well, if any team is built for a comeback, it is these Titans. Whoop, looks like our screen just froze a little bit. There it goes. They'll start off on their 19 as they continue to return kicks here. .430 left in the half. 81 yards to go to pay dirt for these Titans, facing a blitz. Aggressive posture. Like to see that. Off tackle to Henry. Guessed wrong. Let's have some fun. He finds the dreaded 5. Oh, my. however, is called back with a offsides penalty against Indy. So just practice there, Henry. Don't have to worry about it. Get those fives out of your system if you're Tennessee. Here's a guess wrong end run. Even more exciting. Here comes Henry. Again finds the dreaded 5. No penalties this time. 2nd and 16. Oh, my. Safe to say, here's end run Henry again. Guessed wrong. What happens this time? It's a personal foul against Indy after a 5-yard gain will net the Titans 20 total and get them a first down out to their own 33. So finds the 8-roll end run wrong, which is a 5-yard gain. The 9 is a long gain, of course. Incredible. 4th is 31 yards. Oh. 1st and 10. Looking past to Brown and induces the run call. So gets it guessed wrong in 9 yards. Brown now with 4 receptions, 39 yards. 4 of 5 Tannehill receptions have gone to A.J. Brown. 2nd and 1. A.J. Brown up against the 5. Corey Davis up against the 0, which is probably why we're not seeing much double teaming. End run to Henry, guessed wrong. Here we go again. Short gain for 15 yards. Rolls a 10, gets the short gain as opposed to the long gain on 9. And 15 yards later, he finds himself at the Colts' 43-yard line. 3 minutes left. 1st and 10 for the Titans. Henry now up to 25 yards on 9 carries. 2.8 average. Three wide, 2 running backs. Up against the 4-3. No blitz now. Flat pass Brown, guessed right. To Brown's card, and it's incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Down to 2 tight ends now. So one of those receivers moves off the field on the 2nd and 10 with 2:06 left. Both teams have all their timeouts left to play out this last 2 minutes of the half. End run wrong for Henry. Gets 7 yards. 3rd and 3. Woo! Titillating card. That's a 6 roll for the 7-yard gain. Up to the 36. 3rd and 3. Gostkowski is 2 through 7-12 in this range, this long range for the Titans. So good kicker here. Down 17-0. 2 minutes left exactly. That'll be some interesting choices, interesting decisions for the Titans if it comes down to a 4th down. But it's looking pass guessed wrong, and it's incomplete. Tannehill finds the blank 5 on his own card, guessed wrong. Heartbreak Hotel there. Expected a conversion before those dice got rolled. Finds the wrong spot. It's 4th and 3. And what do the Titans do? 1:52 left. Taking some time to evaluate. He's going to kick it. It's no good. The 2 through 7-12 kicker finds the 8. And Tennessee has not had a half to remember. That, of course, was their best drive by far. But on the 3rd down and 3, guessed wrong looking pass, Tannehill finds the blank on his card and turns it over to the Colts on the misfield. First down running is Hines for 3 yards. Second and 7. 3 wide, 2 running backs up against a nickel here with 1:15 left in the half. Flat pass to Hines. Loses 4 yards. However, Tennessee is called for unsportsmanlike conduct. That's going to push the ball up to the Tennessee 43. First down and 10, and the Colts approaching now scoring range here with 1:07 and all their timeouts. Time really not an issue right now. Yeah, I mean, you can't get three plays for each first down, but the whole playbook is open to the Colts at this point. Looking past to Pascal. Incomplete, but another penalty against Tennessee. Offsides. Pushes them up to the 38-yard line, does the Colts. Well, the Colts now are a yard out from field goal range. Low percentage field goal range, but only a yard out with a minute left, 1st and 5. Flat pass to Pittman. Guessed right. 23 yards because the 6 shows up on the white die. Second time the Colts have hit that today. Moves them up to the Tennessee 15-yard line with 52 seconds left. At this point, clock management becomes an interesting issue for both sides. Another first down, of course, can be had for the Colts here at the 5-yard line. So they're not playing with a specific number of plays as either side. A lot's dictated by how many yards are gained on this play, on this first down from the 15. 3 wide, 2 running back versus a blitzing 3-4. Short pass to Hilton. 4 men are in zone. Incomplete. Pass interference call against Tennessee. Will take it down to the 1-yard line. Tennessee's third penalty on the drive for 34 yards in total. 45 seconds left. Well, now you're dealing with a very finite amount of time here if you are Tennessee trying to manage a possession back after this score of some sort by the Colts, unless something goes very wrong for Indianapolis. Full house. Lots of ways to get 1 yard against this Colts, against this Titans defense, and this time it's done on Brissett's card. He runs in 4-yard. Touchdown. Indianapolis. Jacoby Brissett made an appearance there. And he's the one that scores. First and 10 after an illegal block penalty. Pushes the Titans back to their own 8 with 22 seconds left. So that will likely do it for the half. Let's see here. Yeah, getting in run into Henry. May as well. He hits his 7, no gain. Yeah, may as well burn those 3 timeouts and play the Derrick Henry lottery here. He has 22 rushes until his next fatigue level. So run. Reindeer. Second and 10. And he lets the clock go. So that's it for the half. 24-0 Indianapolis. Incredible half with Colts. Just nice, organized, run-based drives. Hit a long pass here and there. But 251 to 77 in total yards.
Kind of a blowout so far, Anthony.
Yeah, it sure has. I mean, it's been a one-sided affair. Tennessee had one drive, to my recollection, and they ended up with that was meaningful. Ended up with that missed field goal. But, as a saying, though, I mean, if anybody can come back, it's this offense.
Oh, certainly.
Because why? I mean, the quick answer is because they can run their way back into it. Who else can truly run their way back into it? Like the Titans.
Well, no one like this team for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, how many defenses are in a bind when you're up 24-0 about what to call? None.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm not usually conflicted at all about that.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some big scores the last few weeks, right? And at this point, every defense is sort of moving to the nickel, gonna let him get the runs, let him get the short stuff, and call pass every time. Well, Indy doesn't have that luxury against the squad. Just doesn't. So hang
These
on.
two teams meet again in just 2 weeks.
Indeed, they do. Indeed, they do. This would square up the standings if the score holds. Atop
Correct. Which would then put Indianapolis in first place, right?
Yep, temporarily.
They'd both be 6-3, and Indy would hold the tiebreak. We'd have a new division leader.
And that would be Tennessee's second loss in a row. Both these teams lost last week. Baltimore beat Indy 20-9. Tennessee lost to Chicago, surprisingly, 27-7. In that game,
yeah, that was kind of a surprising result. But Chicago can have a really bitter defense at times. And look at David Montgomery there doing his best Derrick Henry imitation.
Well, what happened here? Was there any sort of injury that put him out for half or something?
That's a good question. You'd have to assume. I can't imagine ever justifying 9 carries in a game under any circumstances for that running back unless it was load management or injury.
Yeah.
So
interesting. That's if we. Yeah, that would be good to get that question answered at some point. Yeah, 428 to 272 in total yards. In this one, total yards just as dreary looking for the Titans, more or less.
I think these AFC races are really going to be interesting. New England Buffalo is still tight. The entire AFC North is tight. Really, the AFC West has tightened, obviously, and I just think we got a lot of really good races. It's going to be very fun down the stretch here. I'm starting to kind of put together some of those spreadsheets that I use down the stretch here.
Yes, love those.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to roll those out. Once we get past the buys, we'll definitely have it, but I'm kind of having trouble waiting. I'm over anxious, so I've been kind of working on them already.
Yeah, the buys do make them a little bit difficult to.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit more difficult to manage it. That's why I kind of go into full automated robot reporting mode once the buys are behind us and everything's synced up across the board. Which that's just the best time in this league is when we've got that much detail winding down and really tight division races. I mean, even look at the NFC South. Atlanta is leading. The Saints lost today, so they're 5-4, just like the Buccaneers. So that's three. Really, you got to look at 3 teams that could still win that division.
Yeah, for sure. Sure, and Atlanta's coming up facing New Orleans next week, then the Raiders, then the Saints, then the Chargers. I mean, interesting games. Bucks.
Yeah, Chiefs, me.
And they have a full game lead now, so it's very interesting there. I'd love to see the Falcons doing well, of course. I do.
Yeah, you got to give John a lot of credit. I mean, that's not a great carded team that he's running with there. And he's got, really with the Bucks and Saints, that's a couple of damn good teams that you have to face in your division. And right now he's on top.
Sure.
I was looking at the Seahawks. I broadcast their game earlier this week. And their schedule is such that, you could, they're 9-0. They really could go undefeated, I think. I mean, it's always a long shot, but they don't have a lot of heavy-handed opponents left on their schedule.
Well, Seattle, as we are waiting for a new game number here, unless my broadcast just had a problem on this side. Let me check that first here. In real life, Seattle had an extremely hot start last year and then went down. Yeah, we did lose some time here. So long pass to Corey Davis, incomplete. Makes it 3rd and 10 for Tennessee on this critical opening drive. But that makes it 4th and 10. Oh, 3 and out, I imagine. Tough slide for the Titans. Oh, that hurts. And the kick is blocked.
Wow.
Indianapolis picks it up, takes it to the 18-yard line. Yes, the 18-yard line of the Titans, and they are set up.
That's when you know it's not your day, is when you're down 24-zip and the special teams decides to start chipping into your route.
Oh, that hurts, doesn't it? Yeah, that's certainly true. 3-4 blitz is coming. Expect some aggressive defensive calls here. Short yardage, indeed, is guessed right, and it's a 1-yard gain for Taylor. 2nd and 9. So looking at that Seattle schedule for a second, we got Arizona, then at Philly, and then the Giants game was notably where they tripped up last year, and then they face the Jets after that. That should be a comfortable win for a team, at least from a Cards perspective. They should outgain Washington, who also has a good D, but then back up against the Rams and then Seattle. Yeah, there's certainly a chance there. Case can be made for the Seahawks to run the table. All signs point to a Seahawks-Packers showdown for the NFC Championship as it currently stands. But don't sleep on those Bucks cards or those Saints.
Yeah, and I wouldn't sleep on the Rams either.
Mm-hmm.
They just have the 2 losses, and one of those is to those Seahawks. So,
yep. And of course, Atlanta leads the South, and there's going to be somebody coming out of the East. It's tough though. It's tough when you don't have the cards to overcome that much.
Sure.
I've been there a few times. You make it. You can win the NFC South. It's difficult to progress too far. It's possible, of course, but your odds just sort of go down and down as you eventually get the odds catch up to you sooner or later against those superior opponents. But it's fun. It's so fun playing teams like that. So fun playing teams like the Falcons. And this year, at least for the Chargers, it's fun too. Next year might be a little different if they end up winning the West this year. But when you're, sort of have a 500 team and you can make them go longer, there's an incomplete to Corey Davis. Long pass again to him. 2nd and 10. To go on a run, see how far you can get. And when you do lose in the playoffs, you still can't believe that you lost, even though, the cards might have suggested that that's what was going to happen.
Yeah, that's a different level of energy for sure.
3rd and 8. What did you take away from that Rams Seahawks game? Anything pop out to you?
I mean, it depends on what level you mean. I certainly saw that it seemed to me that Dennis defensively was very, very aggressive and active with his free safety. Quadre Diggs was very active double teaming receivers, and he was real successful with that. So that caught my eye.
52 yards for Henry and a touchdown here. 48 yards out.
Nice.
Hits his snake eyes end run wrong for 52. We needed 48, and that'll make it 27-6. Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, the double teaming is interesting. I was listening while I was sleeping there, more or less, and it seemed like he had a lot of successful double teams.
Yeah, I think there was at one point that he probably successfully double teamed 3 consecutive plays, double teaming the right receiver correctly with that free safety. So he was kind of taking names on that in the second half, and that was when he ran away. It was tie game at halftime, and he ended up putting up 20 points unanswered. So run away with it. So it'll be interesting. They meet again at the end of the year. So
2nd and 10 now for Indy, starting from the 25, up 27-7. So it's if you're as I like to say, you're down 4-1. If you are the Titans, treat it like a hockey game. You just need a 3-goal comeback. That is a first down pass for the Colts at 35. Scoreboard looks less ugly that way when you think it's 4-1 instead of 27-7. 3 wide, 2 running back. Jonathan Taylor stays in. Flat pass. Pascal, it's guessed wrong. 10 yards, another first down for the Colts. Titans need to find a way to manufacture some stops here. Let's see if the Colts go full small ball here. Yeah, there's an off tackle to Taylor. Gets the snake eyes, but guessed right with the short yardage D. Turned a 24-yard guessed wrong reading into a +1 reading, so it's 2nd and 9 from the 46. Taylor's longest is 62 yards, and that's on the 12 off tackle wrong. And here it is, that off tackle again. Calls for the nose tackle rating. He's a 0 there, so 5 yards, 3rd and 4 at midfield. Just crossing midfield to the Tennessee 49. Flat pass, guessed wrong. One man there, 15 yards. Michael Pittman's card. The 10 roll picks up 15. A lot of these dangerous receivers have long gains on 4 or 10. Tennessee was able to escape that fate. First down and 10. Taylor gets 3 yards. 2nd and 7. Got the 6 reading on the Titans off tackle, where the short gains live at 7 and 8. So just missed the short gain with nobody home. Looking past Jack Doyle. One man there, guessed right. Receiver card, Doyle can't haul it in. 3rd and 7. Here we go. From the 31-yard line, Tennessee needs a stop here. Colts in field goal range. No blitz coming here. Short pass. Flush from the pocket. Gets 10. First down. I don't have the pass rush chart out. It would have been interesting to see where that fell on the pass rush chart to see if a safety blitz would have helped the cause. Let's see. No, it wouldn't have. But you see, it did call on a Simmons versus Costanzo battle. It was a 0% chance. Costanzo is 7. Pass rate. Off tackle to Taylor. Guessed right. Now from the Tennessee 21. Short gain. 15 yards. Yes. Down to the Tennessee 6. Indianapolis with 4:48 left in the third quarter. Trying to sort of put a pin in any comeback here. A linebacker to Wilkins. He's keyed. Gets 6 yards anyway. On the defensive card, 2 linebackers is +6 on 8. And it shows up 33-7 Colts. Extra point would make it 34. Blankenship's kick, where he's 2 through 11.
So what do you think, Anthony? You're playing a division opponent. You're getting routed. It's 33-7. Are you glad to see them on your schedule 2 weeks later, or do you think you'd rather see a little more time between those two matchups?
Sooner the better.
Sooner the better?
Yeah.
Is that just to get the taste out of your mouth, or is there anything strategic in that?
Oh, taste out of your mouth, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
Other than the injuries, the Titans do have an injury. They lose their free safety for that game in 2 weeks from an injury arising from today. A.J. Brown. Something happened. There's a kickball to the 8-yard line and hit a long gain. We didn't see how it's so fast. The way they cycle through these charts, it's so fast. It's a great way just to go back and see exactly what happened. I'm guessing there was an opponent kickoff return. Yeah, there's an opponent kickoff return of 12 for a long gain on the Colts card, and it looks like that's what A.J. Brown hit. And he only got 41 yards out of it, only, meaning, as kickoff returns go, that's not an amazing return. But of course, we'll take it. Indianapolis now faces the Titans from their 49th, from the Indianapolis 49. Short pass, Corey Davis. And here comes the pass rush. Justin Houston, rated a 7, beats Quisenberry, who's a 4. 40% chance. 22 comes in. That's a sack. 3rd and 19. Derrick Henry is in the ballgame in a shotgun here. So limited to his line buck, where he has a +94. Oh, by the way. Long pass A.J. Brown. Defender X that's going to be broken up. He's facing a 5 unless something's changed. Yeah. Xavier Rhodes makes the play. So 4th and 19. Corey Davis, been going deep to him, been going to Corey Davis over and over again. He doesn't have the card for it. The reason why the Titans have been throwing to him is because he's against a zero defender, has not been able to pick up a defender check against Corey Davis. The one time he throws to A.J. Brown long, that's when the defender shows up. And, of course, A.J. Brown is up against the 5. So that's just the sort of game it's been for Tennessee. Punt goes
Amazing.
6 yards. Nice punt. Puts them at their own 4. And if you're Tennessee, you're still playing for this game, but at some point you might start thinking about putting away the jewels into the safe.
I was just thinking the same thing. Might be time to start, putting some players away here.
Down 26, you need 4 touchdowns.
I really wish Stratomatic made it a lot easier to just toggle in your backups. Just say, hey, bring in the backups.
Yeah. I after our discussion, I put in a couple formations for that reason. Or I can just do that.
Have you done that and made it work?
Yeah, it sticks.
Okay, I'll have to visit with you offline at some point about how you made that work. Because
I just did it in game, and it stuck to the next game.
During the game?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I did it in game. It didn't even stick in the game, so I might have been doing it wrong. Most likely. I'm full of users errors.
Did it in the halftime of the Raiders game. Paul usually takes a nice break. I was like, good opportunity to make those changes. So 28.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
28-yard gain for Corey Davis. He hits him on that long pass. So Tennessee has four possessions left in them. So you're not going to take your guys out yet. You're down 4 possessions. You certainly have 4 more shots here. You got to go 4 for 4 or maybe 4 for 5. Off tackle to Henry. He gets 5 yards, but there's an offside against Tennessee. That'll make it 1st and 15. So until that math looks a little more negative than it does right now, we'll see these Tennessee starters. And run guessed right to Henry. Only gets 2 yards. No linebackers there. Stellar Colts D. No linebacker end run. +2 on 7. No gain on 8. No gain.
What's the so far today on Henry? I'm curious.
Take a look. I just took it down when 17 for
86. And that's after he was 10 yards in his first 8 carries.
And there's a touchdown. Corey Davis. Yeah, he was well behind, but he picked up that long touchdown run. So half of his yards came on that touchdown run. So 33-13. Good move to kick it here. Gostkowski's on. He hits it. He's 2 through 11 as well. And it's 33-14, and he's probably kicking away here. Against a lesser field goal kicker, you might start thinking onsides, but and he does, and he does onside, and he gets the 4. 3 would have gotten him the ball. Instead, the 4 keeps the ball with the Colts.
I thought the onside. I've been noticing that it's 2 to 4, 11, and 12. I thought it was just 2 to 3 and 12, not 2 to 3, 11, and 12.
2, 3, 11, 12.
Huh.
Short gain. Gets that off tackle. No linebacker reading for 20 big yards. Field goal is important here, as it would make it a 22-point game.
That puts Taylor over the century mark on the day.
Sure does. Going to him again, gets 4 yards against a short yardage defense on his own card. 2nd and 6. Off tackle again against a short yardage. This time, 1 linebacker in the zone on the defensive card. Fields -1. So 3rd and 7 from the 31. 2 through 9 is Blankenship from this range, although he's got a variable risk to be concerned about. Hines has trouble getting more than 3-4 yards, but we're going to run to him anyway. He gets 7 on the defensive card, and that's a first down. That's one way to do it. Huge first down for Indianapolis. 12 minutes left in regulation. Hines has a short gain on 6. Guessed wrong. Off tackle to Taylor, short yardage, loses a yard again on the 1 linebacker 6 roll on the defensive cards. 2nd and 11. 21 carries for Taylor. He has 3 more left in the tank. He's keyed this time, but the linebackers weren't there. So it goes to the guest right column where he picks up his short gain on 10. That's a backbreaker. 1st and 10 to the Titans' 12-yard line. 10:48
do nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Short gain on right at the running back level is one of the biggest slaps in the face in the
Loses one on that guest right opportunity. 2nd and 11. No blitz here. Not sure what Rivers' fumble rating is. I assume it's high. I'd go after him, see if you can knock it loose. Do whatever you can do. Here's Taylor. Guessed right. Gets a yard. T.Y. Hilton out for the next 3 games. So he'll be gone for the rematch.
Yeah.
Hilton has a pretty decent card. He's ranked down, according to Strat, down around 50 or so in the set. But he can catch on all 3 levels. So that matters.
He'll miss home games against Green Bay and this Tennessee team. And then he'll miss a road game against Houston.
Fourth and 5. Important field goal here. From the 7-yard line. 2 through 11. Just like the extra point that was missed before. This time, Blankenship hits it. 36-14. So remains 3 scores, but breaks through the 21 barrier on the field goal. Brown takes it out. 26 yards to the Tennessee 23 with 8:24. Needs 3. Against the nickel. Do you dare bring the safety up and call the run? You don't. Long pass to Davis again. Guessed right. Flushed. 10 yards. No out of bounds options here. 7:48 left. It was Buckner versus Ben Jones, an 18% chance, and then 19 showed up. So just evaded the sack. 10-yard on the dump off. 1st and 10 at the 33. End run Henry, looking for the 2 or 3 on the white die. Gets the 1 on the right on the white die and ends up with only 3 yards instead of 7. Guessed wrong. 2nd and 7. That 1 die can really get you sometimes. Here's Henry again. This time 6 on the white die. Nate Davis can't make the block. So it's 3rd and 7 due to no gain. Nate Davis, the guard, needed to be a 6, and he's downgraded to a 4 in the 3 wide, 1 halfback formation. Looking past to Brown on 3rd and 7. Linebacker can't make that play. 5 versus 4, 16 yards for Brown. 1st down Tennessee as the clock ticks down to 6:18. Long pass to A.J. Brown. Incomplete. Holding call against Tennessee. We'll push him back 10 yards. Let's look at these penalty cards. The unheralded penalty cards of teams, which matter oh so much. Tennessee has what looks like a favorable card to the Titans. Long pass again to Davis. Misses on his receiver card. A.J. Brown wouldn't have hauled that in either, for what it's worth. So no need for regretting the decision there for Tennessee. Indianapolis also has a favorable card. So these are 2 teams that generally will be up in penalties. So it's sort of a coin flip of who wins out here. End run to Henry against this dime. It goes to the defensive card where he only picks up a yard because of the downgrade of his guard from 5 to 4 when the 5 white dice showed up. So paying the price a little bit for these downgrades in terms of the 1 white die being guessed right, and then the offensive line here gives us 3rd and 19 as opposed to a 3rd and 13. Sometimes you got to pay that price. Long pass to Brown. 1 man back there. Long gain, 40 yards. On Tannehill's card, the 9 shows up. That's where his long gain right sits, and he finds it down to the Colts 17. 4:48 left, down 22. Now moving into a more balanced formation. 2 tight end, 2 wide, 1 running back here. And so do the Colts. Linebacker to Henry. He's going to get 3 yards. Guessed right. 2nd and 7. Guessed wrong. He would have got 3 yards. So 2nd and 7. Needs 3 yards to break contain. Short pass to Brown. Guessed wrong. Opportunity for the Titans. It's complete. 14 yards. That's a touchdown. Needed 14. Got 14. It's 36-20. Do you go for 2 here or do you wait it out a little bit? Down 16. This would make it 15. He's going to go for this would make it 14. Going for 2 here. Full house. 4-3 blitz. Guessed wrong, short pass. Jonnu Smith catches it on the receiver card. Jonnu Smith, 13 yards on the 9 roll. He's incomplete 7, 8, and 10. Catches the 9 in between the incompletions. And the onside kick fails. So Indy takes it at the Tennessee 49. 3:36 left. Timeouts will be used here, assuming 5 yards or less are gained by the Colts. Taylor is now fatigued. He stays in the game. Linebacker to Taylor. 2 men are in zone. He loses a yard. We'll assume no timeout. So 3 minutes left. Full house against 3-4. No blitzing. End run, guessed right to Hines. 3 yards on the defensive card. Would have went to Hines' card, he would have got 3 yards. So 3 yards either way on that 6. 3rd and 8. Again, sticking with now the full house. Taylor and Hines, they're running cards there with Mo Alley Cox, tight end card. End run to Hines. He gains 2 yards. There's an X. Is there a penalty? There is not. 4th and 6. And here come the Colts punters. 2 minutes left. Hits the warning on that run. Likely going to coffin corner it. Does so. Here's the punt. It's blocked! The Titans block it. They recover it. They advance it. 7 yards. All sorts of returns going on, plus a penalty going on, which is going to be declined as it is against Indianapolis. They were flagged for offsides. So the offense was flagged for offsides, which is confusing for an announcer.
I see Skeeter referencing 2 block punts in one game. Were they both against the Colts?
No, they went one both way.
Okay.
Yeah, one both way. Long pass to Humphreys, just one man in the zone. Humphreys not really your long pass guy. Can he come up with it? He can't. But the Colts do. TJ Carey picks it off. Make it 30 yards downfield. There is no chance of a flag here. No X dive to roll this one away. I assume he's just going to keep it. He does. 1:45 left. Game's not over yet. Still 3 timeouts for the Titans. A first down will come very close to ending it. That's for sure. Titans conceding here. I can't imagine they're actually conceding their play calls, though, which is where it counts. 1st and 10, 36-22. And Rivers takes a knee. Interesting. Now, you can fumble on taking a knee. Doesn't fumble there. 2nd and 11. No timeout taken by the Titans. Full house again. Again, another knee from Rivers. This time, timeout. No. 15 seconds left. That's it. Game is over.
Like winding it down here.
All right. 36-22 is going to be our final.
I appreciate you covering the game for us, Anthony.
Happy to. Nice win for the Colts.
Definitely. Big one.
Puts them on top of the AFC South. We'll take a look at the stats here. Tennessee ends up with about a 120-yard deficit.
So both of these teams lead the conference with a 6-3 record, joining the Patriots, the Chiefs, and the Steelers if they win against the Bengals in a game that's kicking off 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So big game for the Steelers. A chance to assert themselves on the conference stage and the division stage. Otherwise, they'll drop to 5-4, be tied with the Ravens, and Cleveland and Cincinnati would both be right behind them. So big game coming up here.
Yeah, the conference is certainly up for grabs here.
Ravens lost, so they're at 5-4.
Yep.
And
a bunch of 3 and 4 loss teams. Nobody has lost, only 2 after this loss to the Titans.
That's right.
That's your main point, right? Yeah.
Yeah, very, very tight conference right now.
Intriguing, I must say.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting for sure.
All right, well, thanks for watching, everybody. Probably not going to broadcast that Steelers game. Would like to, but time is a factor.
Yeah, I'm working.
And we'll be watching it in the background, though. Thanks for joining me, Tim. Appreciate it and enjoyed it.
Yep, absolutely, buddy. Good to see you.
All right, so long.
Bye.
Bye now.